Hey, welcome to Coffee and Chatter. I'm calling this one, Is Our President All There? All right, I want to start out with a full disclaimer. I am staring 70 years of age full in the face. That's my situation. Or my excuse, I guess. All right, look. Maybe that surprises you. Or maybe you shake your head in dismay and say, no wonder. Well, I got that out of the way, so now I can move on. I have always done a lot of reading and writing and have never had difficulty or fear of public speaking. I'm usually pretty good and feel relaxed in such situations. But as I've aged, I've noticed when speaking, usually not publicly, I don't know that I do any real public speaking, but privately, discussions, whatever, a word, I'll be looking for a word. I know what I want to say, the idea's in my mind, but for some reason, I'm drawing a blank. I'm not looking for a generic word. I'm looking for something with a little more flourish, and I know the word, but suddenly I can't remember it. Again, not everyday words, but words that to me seem a little more colorful or descriptive than the generic or default words that we might use. So I don't lose my train of thought. It's nothing like that. It's just that word. What's the best word for this? That escapes me. So I don't falter because I know what I'm saying. I just say it another way. There are other words that I have access to. Just for some reason, the one word I want has flown away. Now, when I'm writing, that's not a problem. I just insert an ellipsis, like 3 dots, and that'll alert me when I go back over it that I got to put something in there. Or I could be further down in the document, and boom, the light will go on, and I'll go back and I'll replace that ellipsis with the word that I was looking for. And then when I'm finished, I usually read over the document and then, spice it up a little bit, replace some words. Whatever I can do to make it more understandable or demonstrative of the point I want to get across. So why am I telling you all this, right? Well, I don't know if you saw it. The most recent public appearance of Joe Biden, I believe it was on the CNN town hall with Don Lemon. Man, it was excruciating and embarrassing to watch some of the clips from that. The real downer was that there was one question asked that sent Joe off into a rambling, changing horse in midstream multiple times, diatribe that had to be embarrassing for everyone watching and served to make many of us wonder, what the heck is he talking about? Even Don Lemon looked surprised. He finally seized on one word that Joe said at the end of his rant and essentially did his utmost to repair the damage and run interference for Joe, attempting to cover the fact that even he was thrown off by the babble coming out of Joe's mouth. Just another Joe Biden, nothing to see here moment, right? That's what it was for Don Lemon. So, I'm not trying to be mean-spirited. This is not an attempt to belittle Joe Biden. There's plenty of time for that, plenty of other things for that. But for goodness sakes, the man is president of the United States. He should be at the top of his game. But he comes off sounding like someone who is often confused, not only about what he is saying, but possibly even where he is. Now, I'm not blaming Joe. I don't see any malice, nothing chargeable to Joe Biden. He's not doing it on purpose. As I look on, when he lapses into these black holes of thought or cognition, I believe with all my heart that he doesn't know that he doesn't know. I do not believe he is fully aware of his condition, and sadly, no one will tell him. Talk about the emperor having no clothes, right? And who do I blame most for this? The person I blame most for this situation he's in is his wife, the so-called Dr. Jill Biden. Does she have some ulterior motive for what she is allowing to happen? Is she on some power trip? Before I knew anything about her, when Joe was when he was vice president, and then when he was out of office, I was aware of her. She looked like a nice enough person with a reasonably likely personality and demeanor. Nothing hard to look at. But now, the more I see her and hear her and see what she's doing, the more I come to despise her. Essentially, she's the good witch to Hillary Clinton's evil witch, but a witch nonetheless. So 6 months into Joe's presidency, it is truly hard to imagine that he can make it through all 4 years of his term. And they're talking about running again. He's 6 months in and they're already talking about running again. I don't think he's going to make it. Consider that this is the beginning of his term, and he's fading fast, and he hasn't really even been faced with any challenges yet. What's going to happen then? Look, time for a Bible lesson. God put it this way in the Old Testament to the prophet Jeremiah. Jeremiah, I don't know, he was whining about something. You can look it up in chapter 12 of the book of Jeremiah, and I'm going to quote verse 5. This is what God said to Jeremiah, and it relates exactly to Joe Biden. If you have run with footmen and they have tired you out, then how can you compete with horses? If you fall down in a land of peace, how will you do in the thicket of the Jordan? All right, thanks for listening today. See you next time.